Welcome to the Cost of Living Adjustment video presentation. My name is Raquel, and I will be guiding you through today's video. This presentation will provide you with an overview of the Cost of Living Adjustment, otherwise known as COLA. Before we begin, let's go over a couple of housekeeping items. We've provided a presentation notes and resources document to help you follow along and reference later. You'll find the link for the document in the YouTube description box. Please note that while the chat feature is open, we won't be responding to questions during the presentation due to the large number of participants. If you have questions, please contact us directly. On the agenda, we'll first answer, what is COLA and who is eligible to receive it? We will then tell you when you can expect to receive a COLA. Next, we'll address how the COLA is calculated. Lastly, we'll address how much your COLA may be by introducing a new feature in myCalPERS, the Cost of Living Estimate. Let's begin with explaining what COLA is. What is COLA? It's an annual cost of living increase to your CalPERS benefit that helps keep up with the rate of inflation. As prices for goods and services rise over time, the purchasing power of fixed incomes, like your CalPERS pension, can decrease. COLA increases these incomes to help recipients maintain their standard of living despite rising costs. This is especially crucial for retirees on fixed incomes who may be more vulnerable to inflation. The Social Security Administration's COLA is different than the COLA used for your CalPERS pension. Social Security's COLA is calculated differently and paid out in January. And lastly, it is important to note COLA is not always guaranteed each year. If the rate of inflation is less than 1%, then no COLA will be paid for that year. Who gets a COLA? First, the most obvious are eligible retirees. An eligible retiree is a retiree on their second calendar year of retirement. We'll go into this further on the next slide. Next, beneficiaries who receive a monthly benefit are also eligible for a COLA. Lastly, we have survivors who receive a monthly benefit, except those receiving the 1959 pre-retirement survivor benefit. If you are a recent retiree, you'll be eligible to receive your first COLA on the May 1st retirement check, the second calendar year after you retire. From that point on, your COLA may appear on your monthly payment. As mentioned earlier, a COLA isn't always guaranteed if inflation is less than 1%. If you look at this example, you'll see how one day can affect your COLA. If you retired on December 31, 2025, you would be eligible for your first COLA on May 1, 2027, which would be the second calendar year. Now, if you wait one day later to retire on January 1, 2026, you would be first eligible for your first COLA on May 1, 2028. Let's get into how much you may receive. We'll show you how COLA is calculated. Understand that your COLA is different from your friends and neighbors. So if they say their COLA is a certain amount, do not assume that you are going to receive the same amount. COLA is determined by three factors. The first factor is the Consumer Price Index, or CPI, for all urban consumers. The CPI is published by the Bureau of Labor Statistics annually and is the official measure used by CalPERS to calculate the COLA. The second factor is your employer's contracted COLA provision. And the last factor is the year you retired. The Consumer Price Index, or CPI, is used to measure the rate of inflation each year. The CPI tracks how the cost of goods and services have changed since 1967. For example, the 2025 annual CPI is 964.398, which means that something costing $1 in 1967 would now cost $9.64 in 2025. This year's rate of inflation, based on the CPI, is 2.63%. Let's go over how we come up with the rate of inflation. We take the current year CPI, subtract the previous year's CPI, and then divide the previous year's CPI to get the current year's rate of inflation. However, this percentage is not the COLA amount you will receive. Most employers, including state employers and schools, contract for a 2% COLA, although second-tier state retirees receive a fixed 3% COLA. Some public agencies may contract for up to 5%. It's important to note that your former employer chooses your COLA percentage. Again, most employers contract for a 2% COLA provision. CalPERS compares the compounded rate of inflation to the compounded COLA percentage based on your employer contract. The COLA percentage you would receive is the lower of the two compounded amounts. For example, if inflation is 1.5% and your contracted COLA is 2%, we would use the 1.5% for calculating your COLA. Each year, CalPERS compares the compounded rate of inflation and the compounded COLA percentage to determine your COLA factor. Let's go over how COLA is calculated. Please note that in this example, we are using numbers that may not apply to you. We are using these numbers for educational purposes to show you how COLA is calculated. In this example, the rate of inflation is higher than the contracted COLA percentage. Since it's higher, CalPERS will use the 2% COLA since that was the lower of the two amounts. We then take the allowance at retirement, or base allowance, of $3,000 and multiply by the 2% COLA factor, and this will equal your new benefit allowance. In this example, the COLA increase is $60, and the new benefit payment is $3,060. Now let's see how we calculate the compounding COLA. Again, using the factors on the previous slide, we take the yearly percentage and multiply that by the previous year percentage and get the new COLA compounded amount. That is then multiplied by the base allowance to get the new monthly allowance. Many believe that we take your retirement amount for the previous year and multiply the new year's COLA factor. That is not correct. We use the same base allowance and multiply that by the compounded COLA percentage. On the third year of retirement, the compounded COLA is 4.04% and is multiplied by the base allowance of $3,000. This results to a new monthly allowance of $3,121.20. On year 4, we multiply the previous year's COLA percentage, 4.04%, to the yearly percentage to get the compound percentage of 6.12%. We then multiply that with the base allowance, and we get your new allowance of $3,183.60. Then on year 5, we repeat the process where we multiply the previous year's COLA percentage, 6.12%, to the yearly percentage to get the compound percentage of 8.24%. And your new allowance is $3,247.20. This continues on. As you can see, the power of compounding growth of your COLA increases over time. I know the COLA calculations appear to be complex, but we have a new tool that allows you to get a peek of what your COLA might be ahead of time. You don't have to do the calculation yourself. Let's go ahead and take a look at our new 2026 feature in your myCalPERS account, the cost of living estimate. Ever wonder what your COLA amount will be? By using this feature in myCalPERS, you'll be able to see it instantly. Although this is only an estimate, as noted in the disclaimer, it provides a useful overview that can help you plan your finances more effectively. This feature is only available from March 19 through April 30, and this will display within the Benefit Summary page. After April 30, your COLA amount will be on your retirement benefit statement, also available through your myCalPERS account. If you don't have a myCalPERS account, this is just another reason to create an account. Visit our website to learn how to create a myCalPERS account. For more information on COLA, visit our website at calpers.ca.gov and go to the Retirees tab, then click on Cost of Living or COLA. Before we end, I want to tell you that this presentation, like our previous presentations, is available as a video on our YouTube channel, so you can access this later. Access our YouTube channel through our website, calpers.ca.gov, or directly on the YouTube website at youtube.com/CalPERS. Again, the presentation notes will also have resources and links that you can reference regarding COLA. Visit our member education webpage on our website to learn about upcoming educational events, additional education videos, and other available class offerings. Our presentation today was intended to give you an understanding of cost of living adjustment. To reinforce the information you have received today, I encourage you to take one of our member education classes. Enroll in your myCalPERS account under Education. Please note that CalPERS is governed by the Public Employees Retirement Law. The information in this video is general. The retirement law is complex and subject to change. If there is a conflict between the law and the information presented in this video, any decisions will be based on the law. Later today, you'll receive an email with a short evaluation. Please answer all of the questions, as it's important for us to get your feedback to help us improve these presentations. Thank you for taking time out of your day to attend this presentation, and have a great day.